share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
You can see my screen now, yeah?
That's perfect. Thanks very much.
Thanks for joining. So today I would like to discuss about the strategic investment planning for hydrogen infrastructure in the UK. And more specifically, I would like to speak about modeling this investment planning problem using game theory and getting some insights from regional and national case study. I divided the presentation in 5 parts. In the first part, I will give the context and motivations. Then I will discuss the 3 case studies. The first one is at regional level from North of Tyne region. The second one will be at national level, and we are considering competitive and cooperative comparison between the 2 investment planning. The third one, it's at national level, and it's mainly will be focusing on carbon pricing and investigating the impact of carbon pricing and contract for difference as policy instruments. Then we'll we'll draw conclusions and give some policy insights. Let's start by giving the context and motivation of this work. So as you know, the UK aims to cut emissions by 78% by 2035 and reach net zero by 2050. The UK hydrogen strategy, national grid future energy scenarios, identify hydrogen as a key enablers for these transitions. Looking at future energy scenarios are more specifically to the leading the way scenarios. You can see that like this scenario project the demands for hydrogen by 2050 by in the range between 100 to 150 terawatt hour per year, and the production of this like hydrogen will be through different pathway, green, blue, and emerging turquoise colors. And from this we can see that the hydrogen has moved from like theoretical concepts to be like to be necessity for the UK hydrogen decarbonization strategy. Now, if we are looking to the market in the UK market, energy market, so we can describe it within this statement is a privately operated system where independent companies make their own investment and supply decision in response to the market prices, for sure, within boundaries set by the government policy and independent regulators. The key points here that there is independent company make their own investments. This investor compete to share the market. Now, due to the complexity of the energy market, and because the like this circular dependency between the demand, between the hydrogen demand, between the supply, between the infrastructure, the UK policy is promoting greater coordination for the hydrogen infrastructures. And this through new hydrogen business model and cluster programs. We like just a reminder, we are here. There is a program cluster 1, cluster 2 for CCS and hydrogen clusters to demonstrate and to show the coordination of hydrogen infrastructures. So here the key question is whether the independent investors and competitions should drive the investment in the hydrogen sectors, or due to the complexity of the hydrogen value chain, this investor requires to coordinate in their for their investment. Within this context, under this context, we are using game theory to model this interaction between investors. So we are using mainly two games. The first one is competitive game, and in this game, investor compete for profit and market share. Each investor choose how much capacity to build to maximize their own profit. Again, on profit. Investor make their choice simultaneously to understand the total capacity, and this total capacity will influence the market price and their profit. And for sure, the market clearance will be at the depends on Nash equilibrium point. This is the point where no investor can increase their profit by changing their own decision. Now, just to explain the concept of the competitions, I will use this simple intuitive examples. So in this example, assume we have different firms 1, 2, 3, and these firms take on their decision in terms of investment. So firm 1 decided to invest 100 megawatt with the budget of with a cost of 800 million pounds. Second one, 120 megawatt with the budget of 9 million pounds. The third one, 130 megawatt, 130 megawatt with the budget of 110 million pounds. So if you can see that, like, the total capacity available now in the market, it's 350 megawatts. So if this like capacity go to the market to market clearance, so this capacity, the clearance, the price clearance for this, it's 60. It's around 60 pounds, for example. It's just an example. 60 pounds per megawatt. So here what we can see, that if any of this like investor decide to increase the investment, his investment to produce more, to make more profit, this will the effect on the price. And increasing in this case, increasing the capacity, strategic capacity, will reduce the price, and this will affect the profits, the profit of these firms, and also the profit of other firms. So for this reason, that they decided to, for example, to invest with this capacity 100, 120, and 130. This is based on no firm can increase its profits by changing its investment alone. Now, the second type of game is cooperative games, is coordinated planning games with fair benefit sharing. So in this game, investors cooperate and share the profits and benefits. So they are using Shapley value-based planning to model what happens if investors coordinate and share benefits fairly. And Shapley value is a mathematical models aims to share the cost and profit and ensure the investor gains from this coordination. Again, I will try to explain the concepts intuitively through these examples. So if you assume we have 3 investors, investor A, B, C, investor A, for example, wind farm, investor B, hydrogen plant, investor C, battery storage. And this investor, if they can compete in the market, as they can get, for example, profit $8 million, $6 million, $5 million. This is what they can do if they do like a competitive mode. So if you can sum all this, so somehow it's $19 million. It's $19 million. Now, if they decided to form coalitions and to coordinate between them, so there is some synergy gain between them. For example, the wind energy can increase the capacity to produce more hydrogen. This more hydrogen can be like used later during the peak hours, during long-term storage. So there is like more value. So if you can like evaluate the value of this like the profits in this case after collations, you can find the total value, for example, $24 million. So this difference between 19 and 24, it's 6 million. It's about $5 million. It's the synergy gain. Is the synergy gain. Now we need to decide how we can.
Please ask that everybody's microphones are switched off.
Then Now, this total profit in this case must be shared between the different partners or different investor. So here comes the Shapley value allocation. They calculate marginal contributions. What is the value added after, like, this is somehow, this represent what the value added when the investors join these coalitions. And then we evaluate all the cooperation orders. Then we do the average and do what distribute the payoff between all the companies. So but after the allocation of this, you can say, for example, the benefits for the share for firm A is 10 million, B 7 million, C 7 million, and the concept is to have more benefit. It's more beneficial than competing, as you can see in the first here when we started the explanation of this example. So this is the concept of the cooperations, very intuitively. Now if we need for this reason, if we need to compare now competitive and cooperative from the decision making point of view, you can look that competitive is the aim is independent profit maximization. So it's the investors, it's what is best for me as given other actions. Now for the cooperative, it's joint planning and coordination, what is the best for us collectively. So this is about the decision making. About the strategy, so in competitive, it's multiple firms compete for market share, and for the cooperative is coordinated infrastructures planning. Now, if we need it's good to enable comparison between these two games, competitive and cooperative, to check which deliver better outcomes. And in this case, we can identify which framework deliver the most cost-effective lower emissions and fairer deal for each investor involved. Now, let's move on to discuss the case study. So we'll, as I mentioned, we'll discuss 3 case studies, regional and 2 nationals. Let's start by the regional one, the results and the modeling parts, and the detailed explanation of the results is included, published in these papers, published in International Journal of Electrical Power and Energy System. So the focus it's on the North of Tyne regions shown here in this area. So on the map. So the objective of this paper is to answer the following questions: how do competing investors in liberalized energy market make decisions about generation storage technology when constrained by policy scenarios, and this is existing infrastructures. And also here I outlines here existing infrastructure, because this has a big impact on the game outcome results. And the model is Nash coordinate games, is competitive games, and the time horizon between 2022 and 2050 with 5 years interval. So if we are looking to the So if we are looking, so we have electricity network with renewable, with PSS, we have the gas network, we have power to gas, CHP, and gas turbines, and we have vector coupling storage composed of back-to-back electrolyzer and fuel cell. Now I show the high level representation of this game. So as you can see, we have here investor in energy storage single factor like PSS, battery storage system, or vector coupling storage. We have investors in generations, renewable energy generation, combined heat and power, gas turbines, carbon capture and storage, and bioenergy. And they are competing, and they are subject, and the game is subject to policy instrument like carbon price, investment in renewable energy and carbon captures, and also use of hydrogen and invest in storage technology. Now, the model is composed of it's a B-level optimization model. So we have here's the investment models. We have 30 players to present different technology, different generators in the region. the objective for each supplier is to maximize its own benefits. We have technical constraint, as we can see, and one of the most important constraint is IMAX. So it's the maximum investment for each technology during the each time horizon, and we get this like from future energy scenarios, these limits, and we translate all this in mixed complementarity problems and solve it using PAS algorithms. And we have also operational level. At operational level also we have optimal power and gas and hydrogen flow. And the objective of this is to check the system is still operable after investment and after the investment. And for sure there is iteration between the two models as explained here. So the one point that I would like to highlight, that we modeled the carbon capture and storage as like highlighted in BAI's base case 1 in this report. So the carbon capture is it's 90%, and the emissions is 0.0343 ton per megawatt hour. And so we have some parameters like electricity price, carbon price, and discount rate. Now, if we are speaking about before we spoke about the models, but before moving to present the results, it's good to know the input for this model. So we take the national future energy scenarios. We scaled we already have the data from the regions, so at operational level. So we scaled this data down to we scaled this data to like somehow to follow the trend from future energy scenarios. So for example, for the demand in 2020, it was the base year. Then we checked the peak value, for example, big demands identified in each of the scenarios, future energy scenarios by 2050. Then we multiply this proportionally, increase the demands in the regions accordingly. And also, for the shape of the demand, so we change the shape according to the electrification, heat pump penetration as well. So for the installed capacity, so also we consider total installed capacity in North of Tyne region and technology specific capacity. So we calculated the growth trend from future energy scenarios, and we know that what the capacity already in the region. So we try to check how the system, how the investment will take place if the capacity limits follow the same trend like the national level. So now this is the technology already at the beginning of the model. It's corresponding to the technology in 2022. So you can see the gas turbine, the capacity was 2,651 megawatt, and for the wind is 53. And this I highlighted this to show at initial capacity there is the ratio gas to wind is about 50 times, 50. So now let's check the results and let's start by system transformation scenarios, which is hydrogen intensive pathway. So here I'm giving the hydrogen generation mix by as at 2050. You can see that we have the gas and the gas plus carbon capture, which is these colors in pink. It's around 35%. For the hydrogen vector complex storage, it's 48%, and wind 10%. So, and these scenarios can achieve 88% emission reduction in comparison to emissions in 2022. And just because in this simulation, we considered the carbon price 143 pounds per ton. So you can see the gas carbon cost now after reduction, if we as results of installment of carbon capture storage. So it becomes like £5 per megawatt hour. Without unbatted cost will be 70 pound per megawatt hour. So the carbon capture storage save 65 megawatt hour in carbon cost. For this reason, you can see the significant role of this gas with carbon capture and storage. If we look to the investment timeline, so the CCS and started in 2030 until 2040. During this time horizon, the hydrogen stagnate at this stage. Then after 2040, you can see there is exclusive increase in hydrogen and CCS. But you can see that's in this scenario, like both carbon capture and storage plus hydrogen are essential for hydrogen for carbon emission reductions. Now, if we are considering leading the way scenario in which it's like heavily electrification and hydrogen pathway, so also I give here the generation mix, so you can see that the gas and carbon capture is 53. It was in the in system transformations is 34 or 0.6. We have lower like vector coupling storage. It's 38.5. It was 48 in the scenario system transformation. Lower wind, and even we have higher carbon price. So the key insight from these two representation, these two like results for two scenarios, is that leading the way relies more on proven carbon capture storage technology, and the system transformation relies more on emerging hydrogen technology. But both can achieve 88% reductions by 2050 comparing to 2022. Now, if let's look at the net present value and return of investment for this technology for system transformation scenario in 2 years, 2035 and 2050, we can see that's the like return of investment of the hydrogen 31% in 2050. It was 13% in 2035. This means there is like a growth in the return of all investment for the wind. But again, if you look to the net present value, so the gas and gas plus gas turbine plus carbon capture and storage receive most investment despite the low return of investment comparing to the wind. And logically, this is because of the infrastructure gap. When we started the modeling in 2022, as I mentioned, there is 50 times gas capacity in gas turbine than the wind energy. But we can see also that all technology show positive net present value, which means they are economically viable. Now, the key observation from this, that's this multi-pathway leading the way and system transformation achieve the same emission target with different technology mix. The system transformation scenario policy are most suitable for decarbonization by attracting investment in hydrogen production, storage, and conversions. If policy want to shift the balance towards higher return of investment renewables, it's need to do more than rely on economics. It needs to address infrastructure gaps in future scenarios, and maybe we can adjust the limits of the deployment, so the limits could be higher than we don't follow the same trend like the national level. Well, maybe we need to go with higher growth limit for renewables for the renewables. Let's move to the next case study, which is competitive and cooperative comparison for the Great Britain National Investment Planning. And this work has been published recently in International Journal of Hydrogen Energy. So the details of the modeling and the detailed discussion about the results and can be found in this paper. Now, just to clarify or to position what we are doing in this use case, comparing to the previous one, in case study one, like we show the competition look like, how the competition look like at regional level. Now we scale up and go to the national level, and we introduce the cooperation as an alternative. Now, if we are comparing, so here at national level, we have 18 players representing technology groups: wind, hydrogen, nuclear, time horizon between 2025 and 2050. And we have different variations, different scenarios to represent different share of hydrogen, low hydrogen, and high hydrogen, and low hydrogens. And like the question is, does cooperation outperform competition? So the key addition in this case is we added cooperative, and we have also benchmark, which is central planning, introduced alongside with coordinate competitions. We have the same structure, B-level optimization problems, and the best scenario is the scenarios we developed is based on a leading the way scenario of a future energy scenarios. Now, this is the GasNet, Great Britain Energy Network, electricity and gas network, and also here is the energy systems considered. So we have the electricity network, we have the gas network, we have different the coupling component between the two. We have hydrogen network. We have also reformers. We have also like hydrogen-based gas turbine, hydrogen-based fuel cells. We have electrolyzers. We have we considered also the combined heat and power generation as well. Now, what we are doing at the planning level. So at the planning level, we consider the three approaches. The first one is competitive. Okay. The first one is the competitive. So each technology level investor maximize their net present value. They have this translated in the condition of the problem translated to complementarity conditions solved using path solvers and reflect like Great Britain market reality in terms of the competition. Now, for the cooperative, we have players to form coalitions to maximize joint welfare. Also, we have Shapley value to allocate or to share the benefit between the different investors. And we have also the benchmark, which is the central planning. So we have single planners which optimize the entire systems. We have a standard formulated as standard nonlinear programming. No strategy. There is no strategic interaction between the players. Implemented in Pythons and represent a reference for the comparison as well. So now we need to discuss and which deliver better outcomes for hydrogen integrated system. Now, and for the evaluations, we consider the different metrics: cost, emissions, technology mix, and fairness. And again, we have like P-level model. So we have optimize the investment planning model, and we have operational levels. We use for the three planning approach the same data, Great Britain data, the same demand profile, the same convergence threshold between the planning and the operational level. And we are considering peak demand in 2050, which is 102 gigawatt hour electrics and 14 gigawatt hour for the hydrogen. Now, just before presenting the scenario considered in this investment planning method or a comparison. So we considered just I would like to speak about the data inputs for this. So again, we have optimal decarbonization. We use the future energy scenario and mainly leading the way scenario. That's the key assumption is the demand is fixed across all the scenarios. What we are changing is to increase the limits, capacity limits in terms of generation, storage, and hydrogen for each of the scenarios, but we don't change the demand. So in this case, the scenarios defined as input, we have the capacity limit, but the game decide about the capacity, about the optimal operation of this of the systems. Now we define 4 scenarios. In the first scenario, scenario 1, we are considering uniform increase or uniformed or balanced the investment in all the technologies, different technology, and the objective is for the getting diversity in this of this technology in the energy system and reduce dependency on single technology. In the scenario 2, we are considering if we have high renewable energy with high hydrogen, and the objective is to check the what would like the objective of scenario is to maximize decarbonizations and check how the system flexibility has been like enhanced. The third scenario is high renewable energy with high battery system and low carbon with low hydrogen. This is like important scenario because we need to check if like with limited role of the hydrogen in the whole energy system is like it's like we can achieve the net zero. The fourth scenario is high hydrogen with low BSS. It's to check if the hydrogen can be the primary source of flexibility in the system. Now, let's move to present the results. So also I presenting here under profitable planning. Profitable planning, so in the papers or in this work, we consider 2 planning, profitable and non-profitable, and the main change in the only change in the commodity price of the, in other words, the price of hydrogen, electricity, and gas. So here I give I summarize this table summarize the competitive the OPEX for competitive, cooperative, and the central planning benchmark, and we are comparing also the emissions in competitive and the benchmark. So as you can see just in the last row here, you can see that the cooperative reduce the operational cost comparing the competitive one and compare it to the benchmark. So there is reductions around 57% reduction in the operational cost comparing to the competitive mode. And also you can see all the cooperative mode like scenarios in all the scenarios, the cooperative planning achieve net zero emissions, but here as you can see there is like for the competitive there is remaining emissions about 8,161 ton. And we have the benchmark leave as well 4,285 ton as well. Just I would like to attract your attention also to this, the third row. As you can see in these scenarios, we have high renewable, low hydrogen, and you can see that the 3 investment models or methods like converge at the same operational cost, because this means when the role of the hydrogen is limited in the energy systems, the 3 methods can converge together. Now let's speak about the energy mix. So for competitive planning, so the wind is dominant. You can see that's the range of this wind between 19% to about 95% across the scenarios. That's like we have also it's zero contribution from nuclear at high renewable energy, low hydrogen, but it's the contribution is about 25% when we have high hydrogen, low BSS. And you can see there is high flexibility use. So in terms of power to gas and gas to powers, battery energy storage, the share is high. So because it's a profit driven, so the flexibility covers gaps rather than minimize system. So it's to get benefits from the covering the peak hours. Rather than minimizing the system cost. And if we are comparing with the cooperative planning, so wind is still the dominant in the for supplying the energy. In the second rank, we have also the nuclears in the share between 20 and 26%. Low flexibility in terms of power to gas and gas to power and BSS, because the system wide we are like the planning is based on system wide coordination, so we are reducing the reliance on the flexibility resource, and all the scenario achieve zero emissions in all the scenarios. Comparing to the central planning method, so the wind is still dominant. There is contribution of the nuclear as well. We can say it's the same and somehow in the same range like the cooperative mode. The flexibility deployed only when constraint requires, achieve the net zero in 3 out of 4 scenarios of these scenarios. And this is we can see that changing the planning method, change or reshape the energy mix in the Great Britain. Now, let's look at the net present value and financial robustness. So in this case, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're considering 2 scenarios: profitable planning and non-profitable planning. For this non-profitable planning, you can see for the competitive, it's the highest net present value, with also somehow with the central planning methods. The list, for the cooperative is the list. The list here, but it's logical because competitive is aiming to maximize the net present value. But if we are looking at unprofitable planning, so reducing the price of the energy, you can see the losses for the competitive and the central planning is high, but it's less with cooperative planning method. This means somehow this cooperative is planning is able to absorb market disturbance and require least policy support. If we would like to see who contribute, now if we are speaking about cooperations, and we need to know who contribute to this cooperation and generate incomes, who needs support. So the Shapley value can inform us about this, and you can see that's the positive contributions. That means the hydrogen technology here is gas to gas and power to gas. It's in the hydrogen sides is the highest. You can see for the electricity we have the wind. So the hydrogen technology are the primary value drivers for system wide. If we are looking to the negative contributor to these coalitions, we can see that's the CHP, the biomass, and gas turbine with carbon capture and storage. So this means we need the policy supports in terms of subsidies and our contract for different to support technology. And again, negative manual, that doesn't mean that we need to exclude them from the system. This means they need some support to be in the system, because they provide some benefit to the system as a whole. Now, if we are speaking about the unprofitable scenario, so just it's the electricity, we reduce the electricity from 100 pounds to 40 pounds per megawatt, hydrogen from 150 to 50, gas from 75 to 15 megawatts, just to check the robustness of our results under adverse conditions. And in this case, you can see also that's the lowest for the net present value for the cooperative method, planning method, is the least at the is the like minimum or the least between all the other planning method, competitive and the benchmark as well. Now, if we need to quantify. Now, using Shapley value, we can know that this technology need to be supported. Now, we need to quantify the required support. As we can see here, under profitable scenarios, so there is no need for support for any of the technology in the 4 scenarios. For unprofitable, decrease in the prices, so there is a need for support at operational level. For example, at the peak time, only for 1 hour, the range is between 0.73 million to 2.16 million pounds during this hour at the national level. So, like in this, as you can see, Shapley value identify exactly who needs supports and by how much. This enables targeted subsidies like contract for difference or operational grants rather than like broad and inefficient market interventions. Now, just to check the robustness of our results, we are speaking about this. So we check the robustness of our results against net present value, return of investment for the investment horizon, different investment horizons. So again, this like a blue one and the green line representing gas to gas and power to gas. We can see that's the return of investment for and net present value for all the investment horizon are dominant in unprofitable, and under low prices it's also resilient as well and don't need support. Also, we speak about the sensitivity commodity prices, and we find the wind, solar, nuclear are unsensitive to commodity price, so low risk investment. Gas plus carbon capture and storage high sensitive to both natural gas and carbon price, so there is like significant market risk. And for power to gas and gas to power, high sensitive to electricity and hydrogen price. The key observation of this case study, it's under low hydrogen integration, competitive, cooperative benchmark framework, all achieve net zero feasibility with comparable results. Under high hydrogen integration, cooperative planning deliver 57% lower operational cost and net zero and zero CO2 emissions. So benchmark, the CETRA planning provide intermediate outcomes between the competitions and cooperative. And the hydrogen technology, gas to gas and power to gas are the primary system value drivers. Gas plus gas turbine plus carbon capture and storage, biomass and CHP needs policy support, and the cooperative planning is most financially robust. So smallest net present value lose under unprofitable conditions. I will move and speak fast about the third case study. And the third case study, so we are, as we saw now, that's there is we are speaking about cooperative model, and we send the under like unprofitable price, the market is give signal of our negative net present value. So we are speaking here how we can use these interventions, policy instrument like carbon price and contract for difference to makes the system financially viable and environmentally effective. So we tested 28 scenarios, combination of scenarios, and I will speak later about these scenarios. So we started with we have the range of carbon capture and storage price, carbon price between 0 and 500 pounds. We divided in 6 level and also 6 level for contract for difference. So in total we have 36 scenarios or combination of these ranges. Then we can consider carbon capture storage deployment. So we consider hydrogen integration, energy price level, high or low, and in the total we have 288 policy outcomes. Then, just to visualize this, the outcomes of these scenarios, we developed interactive navigator. So it's a well-based tool. There is no need to run the models. Is pre-computed results will be visualized. We have some toggle here, toggle controls to change between hydrogen level, demand level, price, environment, price, and carbon capture's availability, and we visualize it in terms of as heat pump, and we are considering three different metrics for the evaluations: carbon emissions, MAC, I speak about MAC letters, net present value, green hydrogen, and total cost for difference. Now, just here I'm speaking about the first one, which is about the role of carbon pricing, if it's work, if there is any limits. So we are comparing CO2 emissions for hydrogen, for high hydrogen integration without carbon capture and storage. And you can see here's in two cases, in high energy price and in low energy price, and we can see the case with zero carbon cost, zero CFD, representing the operation of the investment or planning of the system without policy. Then we started now here to increase, as you can see, increasing the carbon cost, and you can see there is decreasing in the emissions, and at some points increasing the carbon cost as well will make some rebound, increasing again in the carbon emissions. So here comes the role of CFD. So now increasing the CFD, you can see there is starting to decrease again the emission levels. Here also I show the hydrogen production cost. So we considering also the marginal cost of the hydrogen in two scenarios: high energy price and low energy price. And you can see here there is increasing the carbon cost, increasing the marginal cost of hydrogen. This is logical, and also there is no impact of contract for difference, and which is also logical, because it's CFD. It's more to give stability, revenue stability. So it's about revenue, it's not about the cost. Now, if we are speaking about green hydrogen dominance, you can see that with the also we are considering high hydrogen price and low hydrogen price, and as well you can see here that's increasing the carbon price, increasing as well the dominance of the hydrogen, green hydrogen. So there is no impact of carbon CFD on the hydrogen dominance here. The last point which I would like to speak about is recommended policy corridors. So you can see that we have balancing all the objective. So here's I'm speaking about MAC, which is it's abatement cost of the hydrogen, marginal abatement cost of the hydrogen. It's represent the cost of reducing the carbon reductions by 1 ton due to the investment in the hydrogen and policy interventions. And we define the corridors, or for this is for the carbon price in the range between 200 and 300, and for the CFD between 100 and 200 pound for megawatt. And if we are like looking at this, comparing, so this, like you can see, with the corridor of 200 to 300 pounds for the carbon cost, you can see we have best abatement, we have positive net present value, we have moderate cost. If we are speaking moderate cost of average cost of CFD. So if you are speaking about the range of between 100 and 200 for CFD, you can see that's the markets. We have positive net present value, low abatement cost, and manageable public spend. Also, just to show the impact of this policy instrument on the energy mix, we considered two cases. And these two cases we are considered where no policy, the like CO2 cost is zero, CFD is zero, and then we selected one of the point within this corridor, this range, and we can see selecting this can increase the wind and nuclear contributions, replacing gas to gas or blue hydrogen by green hydrogen as well. We have decrease in gas turbine and gas to gas as well. To conclude this, so just we need to move to planning structures with more focusing on cooperations. When the hydrogen is low, competitions, cooperation, or central planning all converge. Under high hydrogen integrations, cooperation reduces the cost by 57%. Cooperative planning is most financially resilient, and we see that's its smallest net present value losses under adverse prices. For the carbon pricing drive decarbonizations, but we need also support from CFD as well. We recommend policy corridors as we see, just see it's between 200 to 300 pound per ton carbons, and 100 to 200 pound for megawatt hour as CFD. And we can using Shapley value and MAC to provide quantitative tool for targeted policy. As policy insight, so again, I'm sorry to be late, but the design markets, we need to focus on the cooperation, not just competitions. We said the UK emissions trading schemes trajectory to reach 200 pounds per ton to unlock green hydrogen dominance as well. And we can calibrate hydrogen strike price to be within the range 100-200, just to sustain investment viability under low price conditions. Here, this price is not so far from the first UK hydrogen allocation round, sorry, which is the price is 241 pound per megawatt hour. We advise using Shapley value analysis before setting subsidy, just to know which technology are net contributor, which needs support, and what the amount of this support required. We are also using MAC as policy appraisal matrix with the net present value and fiscal cost, because it's integrate abatement efficiency with economic outcomes in a single number. So it's aligned with UK Green Book carbon valuations guidance. Thank you, and I'm sorry to be late. Happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you so much, Adib. Anybody's got any questions, if they just want to pop it in the chat? I know that Natalia has already asked a question. Thank you, Natalia.
Yeah, I agree with Natalia.
Danny, did you have a question?
Yes, very good presentations, Adib, as usual. Impressive, I think. This is just maybe a bit a cheeky question. Is it possible to have a combination of this cooperation and competitions for the market design? Are they not actually contrasting each other? I mean,
yeah,
or in opposite force.
So That's a very good question. So really, I don't have a clear answer, but like what I'm saying in this presentation, that there is a need for coordinations or cooperations, but this cooperation cannot be done automatically, Danny. So there is a need for institutional organizations to oversee this cooperation between the investors in the market. And if we leave the investors without like this organization, if you would like, or like regulations for the cooperations, the market will be somehow moved again to the to competitive. So the lines, if you would like, between competitive and cooperative, it's not clear now. Two models or divided. How we can divide this in the market, I'm not sure how we can do that. If I answered your questions.
Yeah. I think it is also it's very unclear for me, because my mindset, and it could be wrong, that the cooperation normally is presented by some sort of like vertical or centrally coordinated entity, which is central coordinators. So it is like in the past, but of course there are also some flaws with that. Now with the competition is that with a lot of entities try to compete and to be innovative in that context, which hopefully will then reduce the cost and improve the technology and so on and so on. So, but just would like to make sure in the context of the cooperation here, that how we should implement that into the current market design, which are primarily, I think, fundamentally designed based on trying to stimulate competition across the market participants.
So agree, and just again, maybe Mohamed can answer also well these questions. But again, this like what I presented is to present what we gain if we do the cooperative. It's not to tell how we can do the cooperations. What I'm saying, we need to like institutional organizations to oversee these cooperations, because there is commitment from the firms to contribute to this cooperation. There is also the need to agree about the like distribution benefits sharing between them. So we need some regulations, if you like, a regulated organization to oversee that. But again, maybe Mohamed has also has input for these questions. Mohamed, please.
Hi, Adib. Thanks, Danny, also for the question. I can say the real markets is by competitive, 100%. And the cooperative will be a kind of for policy design, 100%. And we use it for the third paper for the policy design. So it's a kind of inform the policy makers and decision makers. There's the gap or misalignment in the competitive market, which is the real now. And we use this as a kind of third party or a kind of justice play, which is Shapley. It's for policy design.
All right. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
I forget something very important. I need to acknowledge and thank as well Danny, because he provided data for this model, and my son from Cardiff University. Sorry for that. So thanks, Danny, again for your support, and for Imperial College as well, and Goran as well for the support as well. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, we have about a minute left. I don't know if anybody has got any questions. Alternatively, they want to add them to the chat and we can email any responses back.
Yeah, happy to do that, yeah.
Any more questions at all? No? Okay, that's fine. Well, thank you so much to everybody, especially Adib and Mohamed, for a wonderful presentation and answering those questions so clearly. We really appreciate you taking the time to do this. And like I said, it will be updated onto absolutely great presentation. Very impressive. And we will be uploading this to YouTube and our website very soon. So please feel free to share it on social media or to your private contacts. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.